Hello there, it's Cillian. I'm lighting a bit of Palo Santo here to hopefully, you know, get some stability into my atmosphere because I still don't have my own phone back. It's only been a couple of days and there was a weekend in the middle, so I'm just gonna do the same thing as the other time last week, 10-15 minutes or so, just a bit of a general ramble on things because there's been some developments in the sense that I did my whole over here. You can see on my counter back behind me a set of actually 15 little bottles of the famous dirt mixture. I will go into that in a separate video. Hopefully when I get my own phone back and I can have access to all my pictures and all the rest of it, because it's been a bit of a nuisance. It's getting to be a bit of a nuisance. It's been 2 weeks. Today's Monday, the 23rd of August. So the sun has moved into Virgo, the sign of Virgo, which I tend to look at as a moment for me, at least, to, settle down, be a bit more down to earth about things. So I'm trying, but it's not always easy. So what with my phone being in the post somewhere, the problem with my phone is I lost it. I actually lost it in a chapel in the south of France somewhere, where that same evening I was 200 kilometers further on into the mountains when I realized what had happened. And the next day I actually managed to contact the municipal hall, or whatever that's called, of that location, and somebody found my phone. So yay, awesome. Only they sent it to me Tuesday last, so that's only 6 days ago. They put it in the mail, and there's a special kind of a mail service that's like extra secure. They put it in, so they did that, which was fine. Only they forgot to put in my street name, because from France to the Netherlands, apparently it was a bit confusing or something. Anyway, so I've been walking back and forth to my supermarket over here, where my little post office is, hoping that my phone will actually arrive there, because I do have my postal code correctly, which is like these houses over here, about 40 houses or so, and that's it. So it should arrive to that area, and then I should just be able to go and pick it up. It may well be Friday or next week, Monday or Tuesday, that it actually does get here. It's possible, but I'm not the most patient of people. So it's started to get to me. So hence the vlogging attempt in this manner. The other thing that I wanted to talk about at the moment, which I hope is, slightly a bit more, I don't know, energy work-wise interesting or worth thinking about, is that it's actually a bit of a Tummo update. I don't really have a lot of battery left on this phone, so we'll have to make it quick and sweet, hopefully. But we have noticed, my husband and I have noticed by now, that there is really a significant difference between our vibrations, and that is affecting us, both of us, in the level of intimacy that we can have. So doing Tummo, actually, our Kundalini yoga in any way, I think, where I'm still supposing that Tummo is, it's not really only limited to Tibet. There is a Indian approach that's called Chandali, or Chandali Kriya, which is supposed to be quite comparable to Tummo practice, actually, except that I have never heard of Indian names for what the Chinese call the dantians, which is the dantians is who they're actually the ones who are doing the work in transforming the Kundalini energy. So all that's fine. All that has been fine more or less all winter, where I was, practicing my Tummo, as I keep calling it, through the three different dantians up to here. But I suppose early summer, I actually went out here through my crown chakra and beyond to the energy world that is up there, and made contact with that. And that has affected my whole field, the way I am, the way I feel. I suppose what happens, what we said yesterday, and my husband agreed to what I said 100%, is that I have become a lot more unconditional in a lot of ways. I keep having to think of the word, because you get, through doing Tummo in this way, you get access to a whole lot of, you sort of redefine yourself basically. And I don't know exactly at this point, it's only been a couple of months and a lot has happened and a lot of stuff has been going on. And all I feel is goodness, really. I only perceive the upside of the whole process. I feel stronger, more courageous, and like I have actually got more value, to share also with other people than ever before. But the type of strength that I seem to be getting can be kind of threatening, I suppose. In a way, I don't even know. So what we did basically, as we sat in front of the telly last night, was I sort of held his hand, which is something we always do, and I kind of showed my energy to his again. You'd think that it's completely self-evident, and this is an interaction that we have all the time. And if you held hands, there you go, there's an energy interaction, you would think. It makes me laugh. But that's actually not the case. I had to sort of purposefully, with intention, dial myself towards his energy, And after about 5 or 10 minutes or so of that, you could see, and he said himself that he was feeling better, more confident, like we had actually done it's like a handshake between hardware, computer apparatus, where you have to sort of have each other's software before you can communicate. It's a bit like that somehow. And we've been married for 3.5 decades. So there you go. So the other side to this is what I just said to him during our lunch chat over the phone just now, is that apparently I am actually really changing, and there's apparently a real result here, even though it has been a bit slow in terms of intimacy and in terms of personal exchange. He doesn't know how to define these things. He doesn't know how to deal with these things, or he doesn't even know how to realize that there's actually something going on. So it was a really good talk that we had, where in actually just like 15 minutes or so before sitting in front of the telly, I just suddenly had this realization, like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this connection that I have with my Tummo energy going up here, and what happens is that this field that is up there sort of comes into you in a way. It's a very strong experience. It's a very hard to describe. But the thing is that you actually absorb, because it's all your own vibration. The Tummo, the Shakti energy that comes from the earth, as well as the whole field that's up there, it's all really part of you yourself. as you practice this technique, right? So you sort of drink in this influence, which already starts as you do more with Shakti, but Shakti always has a tendency to sort of pass and sinew itself serpentine way, snake like, wriggle its way through your person and into your work, into the activities that you're engaged in, and that's where it goes basically. And I have been with Tummo. I have been absorbing the Shakti energy into my body as much as possible, into my whole metabolism as much as possible, in the three different levels, in the belly, in the chest, and in the head. Dantians, there's each time there's a new next level of intensity and or like a condensation or a becoming more solid in a way of the energy. So it's really not for the faint of heart. But it's been manageable and understandable and easy enough to work with as long as you were inside the body. However, opening up the crown chakra and going out into that, which is something I've done about 6 or 7 times, like I said, I think, you come into contact with like this completely new, immensely strong vibration, and a lot of the doubts and hesitations, and I don't know, maybe it's really not for everybody. Maybe it really isn't. I suppose you really have to be attracted to this type of stuff. So what with us figuring this out, that there's actually, so if you're in a relationship at this level of energy work, you actually have to do it together. He has to, follow in my footsteps. If there's no other way of doing this, he will have to learn Tummo himself, at least part of the way. I've never asked him to do anything like that. I've never wanted him to come along in my process unless it was something he wanted. Okay? I have never, I have advertised my relationship with my Tummo energy and the way I do it. I've talked about it all the time, but that's it. I have never wanted anybody to, just like on my channel, basically this is the same in my marriage. I don't want people to go ahead and do what I say. I want people to do their own thing, and if that happens to coincide with Tummo at some point, and you know that this is something you want, and you have questions or whatever, then of course we can talk about those things, and that's what I've done so far. But by now it looks like I will have to sort of give him a kind of a Tummo transmission of some sort, and I have no idea how to do that, so I'm kind of scared-ish where I probably feel like, okay, so we will be able to get this thing done. The other thing is that he has the capacity to concentrate, but each time he does a bit of sort of a Shakti energy work approach, where like sitting on a hot rock, hot stone, which is a method I've talked about in my Tummo techniques already a few times, then he relaxes very deeply and he starts yawning and his concentration is gone. So this is where normally the practice of Tummo actually takes a year or so, because you have to learn to focus properly. Just that. All the other stuff is really easy. It's just a matter of finding it and grabbing hold of it, and then training, afterwards, as soon as you know what it is you're doing. But getting the actual focus, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get that organized. So, but he's willing and he's interested, and he's a fan still. So he is hoping, So I felt that this was like an interesting bit of a tale here. What with the fact that you can have a relationship that has lasted this long, and then you you go into this kind of a meditation practice, and then you cannot expect your relationship not to change, and you have to adjust. Everybody has to adjust to the change in energy. Okay, so that's what I really wanted to say today. So yeah, I'm gonna hook up this apparatus here to the electricity net and probably watch some telly until husband gets home, and we can, dardy dardy dar. I'm still very much hoping to get my own phone back soon enough, and I am kind of laughing at myself at how little trust I really have in the universe. I should be patient, but I'm not. So how about not being patient and not trusting? How is those two things together? They're really closely connected, aren't they? So because we want it all today and now, and we want it all to be sorted right away. So thank you for watching and for listening to me talk. I will be back, at some point, at least once more this week, as things develop. So thank you for watching, and namaste, and see you next time. Okay, ciao for now.